mind on the belly this morning. Allow breath to happen. Reset your posture. Remind yourself of your center. So finding center, dimension of length, feeling the body, relaxed in standing, no gripping in the toes, no pulling of the belly inwards. We don't need to suck that belly button in. Simply shoulders relax down, arms are loose, level off that pelvis, shoulders and pelvis stacked. So we're stacking into those centered feet, and we're all taking a lovely calm inhale, possibly through the nose. And when you exhale, just sense the inner tone of your muscles. So just trying to feel maybe around the side waist bodies coming inwards a little bit. Maybe you feel a rise and fall in the chest as well as the belly. Eyes can be open or closed. And just scan your whole body and try to be aware of any areas of tension, and can you release them? And then release your arms down by the sides. Of course, hold your hand weights if you prefer. Jill, take any moderation that you require, but we're going to go Pilates roll down, so loosening the spine, a great practice for morning time. So dropping the chin towards the chest, flexing the neck. When you're ready, just start to slide. Arms down the legs, softening the knees. Tipping forward and down. Feel the weight coming into the 4 feet. Loosening the shoulders, letting the arms straight, letting the whole body relax down. If it's okay to have crown down, then please keep releasing the top of the head, letting the vertebral column open space, and then you're see those parallel feet, hollow scoop your belly, feel kind of weighted through the tailbone, the knees are soft, trying to find center again. Once your body is stacked, the head floats up last, and we generously roll the shoulders now. We're going to roll those shoulders back. 5 and 4. And as you roll the shoulders, really think about expanding space around the ribs and the chest. And inhaling, exhaling. So the Pilates method allows us to refine this foundational framework of center strength from which the arms and legs release away. So let's take the arms away. Again, please choose weights if you wish, but at the moment I'm just working with no weights. So reach the fingertips away from your center. Of course, shoulders are down. And make sure that as you've brought the arms up, you haven't suddenly flared the ribs and gone into a back bend. So re-level off that pelvis. Just a slight hug tone of the gluteals. And I'm going to take the thumbs up and back. Inhaling, exhaling, thumbs rotating in and down. And then you can start to spiral the whole arm and shoulder faster. Depends if you're holding those dumbbells. Eyes to the horizon. If necessary, you can take your arms a little lower. Please unlock your knees. Sometimes it's quite nice to take the arms down and then up. And if you feel happy to go a little higher, just kind of dancing with the flow, trying to feel some fluidity through the arms. Remember that this also includes, as well as toning the arm muscles, it includes a nerve flossing as well. And then reach your arms forward, maybe a softening. This is sometimes known as Pilates hug a tree. Get ready. You're going to inhale and open and squeeze the scapulae together. Feel that chest open, slight pause. And exhale and squeeze the pectoralis muscles at the front. And if you're not using weights, or if you're just making, even you could make a very small fist, you can move faster. But really, where are you finding the activation and the engagement of the muscles? So Pilates method is supposed to be intelligent, so that's mindful and mind to body. So where the mind goes, the attention flows. Yeah, so really keep with your own actions. Breathing, squeezing, opening, moving faster or slower. Obviously, Eleanor, if you're using those, if you're using those heavier weights, like these 2 kilo ones, you will maybe find that your pace changes. And of course, anyone using dumbbells, it really means, I'm not saying you can't go faster, but it does add that extra strength, muscle mass, and muscle tone. And remember that in any Pilates practice, when we're using those hand weights, we are avoiding atrophy of the muscles, yeah? So continue for 10 or 15 or 20 reps. You can also release those arms and just take a little roll forward, roll back. Breathe, and then come into maybe your second set. So remember to keep moving if it's something happy for your body today, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to imagine that you have completed those actions. And then if I was a complete beginner, I probably wouldn't be starting off with weights. So we're going to come back to that hug a tree position. Maybe the fingers spread away from the thumbs. Maybe we have a softer hand. Inhale and take those soft sort of hoopy arms overhead. And exhale and draw down. And as you draw down, draw the shoulders down and think about these side muscles becoming engaged and active. Inhale, pause, and exhale and squeeze down. So this can be a slow-paced activity of movement, or again, you can come up and down and up and down. And having that mirror is so helpful because you can see that one arm isn't shifted or your body hasn't gone into some crooked asymmetry. And we were talking about that at the Healthy Back and Hips workshop last Saturday. I was telling you how so many people have gotten asymmetrical spine. So through the hips or through the shift of the shoulders or ribs, one side is tense, tight and weak, and one side body seems to be having to carry the load. So finding as many of these again as you can. So that's the AMRAP idea, which says as many reps as possible. Or again, maybe you take a rest. It's quite nice to swim the shoulders. So alternating the rolling. And then you can always come back, check in with your level pelvis. Remember that when we're in our level pelvis, we're not in a sway back and we're not in a rounded, tucked pelvis. We also haven't got the pelvis shifted forward or shifted to the side. So try to be consistently aware of the feet, knees, hips, and pelvis, body stacking well. So we might be just finishing our set of these extra arm series. You're inhaling and exhaling all the way. We're going to finish up here. So again, think about the weighted dumbbells and what you're using, and then draw out into a big circle. And then we're coming up again. We're going to inhale here, and on the exhale, now rotate. Breathing in, centered, and exhale, rotate. Inhale, centered. I'm going to do the rotation differently. We're going to inhale here as we exhale, float the arms out and rotate. Centered, inhale and float, exhale, rotate. Try not to lean back Try not to look down, you know, keep the chin level, keep the eyes to the horizon. So you have some choices. You can carry on rotating here, and if you want to go faster, keep awareness and steadiness. You can come here, and as I said, if you want to go faster, you can kind of spiral the chest, the ribs, the torso, and the pelvis. Just enjoy the choice that you've made. And remember that if you've decided again to hold steady with those heavier weights, you might want to soften those elbows, broaden the front and back body, and then exhale, spiral. Go a little slower, look over the shoulder and pause. Reach the arms broadly away. And then you're coming back. Breathing, checking in, and exhaling. Big rotation, turn the head, neck, eyes are open, hold, and draw back. So your deep abdominals working to assist all of your rotational ability. So, let's just use one weight for this one. Let's take one or both weights onto the shoulders, or just one, and reach up, and then lengthen out. Pure clean side bend. I'm going to go for one and two. Now remember to connect the right armpit to hips. I've got the opening is in the left side body. So I'm going to take 5 repetitions here. And of course, options are this, or to have a bent elbow with the sense of space coming into the armpit. You pull back cleanly to center, and hopefully you feel different through that side. Pelvis level, centered body. How is it on the second side? So kind of pausing to receive the feelings. You may have laughed, as I do, at the cliched phrase, no sense, no feeling. But unfortunately, it's a really damaging and difficult place to live in your body if that's what's happening. And since pain disrupts sensation, you know, if you've got that really, really tight neck and shoulder, it can be difficult to feel what is received, you know, what sensations are coming through. So even though we might have a joke, and I've had a joke about, you know, no sense, no feeling, it's not a happy place to live. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to this single weight. You may have 2 weights on arm. We're going to do one more roll down. Let's come over to the practice mat, and we're going to start to add in some of our other core Pilates moves. So coming towards the back of your mat, centered, and then chin to chest, open the knees. Maybe you've got those weights and it just really assists in this gravitational pull of your body to ragdoll over those legs. And then walk into your all fours. Pressing the hands below the shoulders, of course, stacking the knees below the hips. And just first of all, find a tabletop back. And then we'll move into some undulation. So cat-cow, exhaling to round the spine. Tuck, curl the tail in, squeeze those glutes. And then inhaling to lengthen, blossom the chest. Let the tailbone rise. Standing firm on those arms, inner elbows facing. Exhaling to round your spine. Scoop the belly in. Navel to spine. Really press the shoulders broad and wide. And inhaling to back bend. And in the back bend, I wouldn't necessarily pull your neck open and your throat open. I mean, not the neck, the throat. What I would say is bring your gaze to the top of the practice mat. Roll the shoulders back so the wingtips of the shoulders blades meet into the lumbar. And as you stand firm on the arms, just feel that low back contraction. The back muscles are designed to be strong and supportive, And then as you exhale, you meet with your deep abdominals and you get that lovely sense of balancing. And then we're going to use thread needle. So we're just going to take the right arm under the left. And as you slide the arm through, keep sliding, keep reaching. So the outer edge of your right shoulder is on the mat. Lay the right cheek down. And this left arm reaches overhead. And feel that for a moment. Breathing into the chest and belly. At least have one conscious full inhale, exhale. Press the hand back and release. Coming back to your table, slide the left arm through. Try not to be kind of lazy about this. Really stretch and reach that left arm through. The palm faces the sky. Left cheek is on the mat or a cushion. And then lift the right arm and stretch it forward. Cling the mat with your fingertips. Breathe in and out consciously. And slide back. And just bring the bum towards the feet and have an extended child's pose or a shell stretch. We call it in Pilates. Now, as we come back to table back, we're going to simply use the cat balance. So as the right arm comes forward, turn the palm in, float your leg completely level, float the arm completely level. Long spine, steadiness as you inhale, exhale, replace, slide, left palm in, so you're on the little finger side of your palm, and float, press and lengthen. So we don't want to twist, we don't want to drop the hip, and we're pointing the toes in an arrow leg. Once you feel confident and happy, you can speed up. Try to be mindful the whole way through of your breathing. Remember, the core of the body is not just those abs. It is coming from strong, active feet. So every time you lift and float a leg, try to feel that you're lifting and lengthening from the midline, from the inner seam of the leg, the adductors. Now, every time you swap change, refine that table back, find it now again, and you can keep the tops of your feet down or curl the toes. Short plank, roll the shoulders back, lift your knees, squeeze the bum and hover. Table back with knees lifted. If you want to do a little bit of swaying, you can. It's a tiny, subtle glide forward and glide back. Remember that as you sway and glide, it's not that your bum and hips are shooting up to the sky, and you're certainly not lifting your head to look in your screen. So keep looking at the fingernails. You can always take a rest and then reset. Try a second set. Gliding and sliding. That table back. But keeping awareness of the armpit to hip. And then you may want to bring your knees wider or narrower. We'll do a little pelvic circle. And then take right hand out a little to the right and forward. And rotate, twist and open. Breathe and feel. We'll do a big arm circle for 3, 2 and 1 in that left shoulder. And then repeat on the second side. Little wiggle of that pelvis. Check in with the position of your thigh, leg, knee, etc. Sweep the arm up, out, look to the sky. Breathe. And then circle that right shoulder arm 2 or 3 or 4 times. Big arm circle. And then pull your chest forward And pull your body down onto the mat. Reach the legs up and back. Take the arms out in a T shape. And small weights can be good here, but I'm just working today without them in the demonstrations. Lengthen crown. Pelvis level as you float the legs. They don't have to come too high, and I wouldn't bring them wide. So make sure the legs are narrow hip wide. Tailbone lengthening between the inner seam of the legs. Float the legs low, point the toes, arrow legs, float the arms. Inhale here. As you exhale, flow the arms back, fingers towards the bum, fingers towards the heels. T-shape, inhale, reach. Exhale, flow back. And if you want to, you can go faster. Keep the arms really strong, please. Try not to bend your elbows. So 4 to 5 sets or more. And then bring your elbows to the mat. As the hands come in front of your forehead, place one palm on top of the other palm, or look at your hands and can you make a diamond shape between the thumb and the forefinger? And then glide your forehead into the diamond shape, or the hands are above. So I can't adjust every single one of you in this one. It's diamond press, and you're going to put the diamond nearer to your head or in front of it. You just got to see what feels right in your shoulders. So the important thing is to pull the shoulder blades down the back. Resting those arms, take a breath as you exhale, float the head. Look to the mat. Please don't push the arms too much. This is subtle. Draw your shoulders back. Just hold steady. Push through the tops of the feet. Legs are connected to the mat. Take a breath. Lower another centimetre down. And then rise another centimetre again. So you're kind of going to go, instead of going all the way down, putting the head down, you're going to lift, lower, but think about lengthening as well. So you're lengthening, lift, lower, lengthening, and it's like a rising and a lowering, but you're not going up and down too far. And then take the hands away like a cactus shape. Squeeze the elbows out wide, hover the chest, and even if you do find it easier, going lower and correcting your alignment is better than pushing your chest up high and only feeling this in the low back zone. So it's a very low dart. I do want you to go lower than that, please, and then raise the legs. Breathe and hold, and if you can slide the arms forward, slide them forward and back now. Slide forward, keep them on the same plane of controlled action. Sliding the arms forward, pulling them back, or you just hover in the cactus. Make sure your chin, face, level to your mat. And then maybe release after 5 or 6. Take a breath, hands on the shoulders, push up, press up, a little spinal stretch. And then we're going to come round onto the seat and have your feet grounded. Actually, just going to take my socks off now. Have your feet grounded. Sit super tall. So you can have your feet, knees bent, feet grounded, have your legs joined together, please, and have your sit bones well grounded. So we take the right hand to the right and open the side body. And press the left palm to the left, or the left fingers, and open the right side body. and center. And remember to allow this same position, or you can lengthen your legs a little further forward so the heels are down and the toes are up. We're going to reach the arms forward like the Pilates 100. Remember when we pump those arms? Inhale, exhale like this. And I'm going to exhale, scoop curl, squeeze the knees together, come down to a halfway or a lower position, and we're going to pump for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you do 10 pumps, 20 pumps, and squeeze, hug the belly in, pump, 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 and then glide back. Smooth and slow, smooth and steady. You keep those knees bent. Turn the palms to face. Inhale and lengthen to the diagonal or overhead. Feel that. And then exhale, scoop belly, spine reach forward. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out, scoop and spine reach forward. And again, inhale to lift. Squeeze those knees together. And exhale, spine reach forward. Coming back to parallel arms. Palms open out, no weights for this because there's that really, it's like a really rapid pumping of those arms in the Pilates 100. We're going to scoop it back, exhaling. Scoop it back, exhaling. Now scoop all the way down. So you'll be going all the way down to your mat. You can set your neutral here. So parallel feet, parallel knees. And exhaling, curl the head, neck and shoulders off. We'll do some more of these 100 arm pumps. Pumping in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can bring your knees above your hips, squeeze the legs together. The arm pumping can happen with your head down, but whether you've got the lifted curled position, whether your legs are up or down, remember you've got that centered dimension of length, dimension of width and depth, and you're drawing the deep abdominals down to the back. And just please allow as many reps as possible. So AMRAP again, as many reps as possible. And then when you're ready, not necessarily now, but when you are, just hug the knees into the chest, take your palms down, low V or T, and roll your legs to the right. Squeeze, hover, so we've got the knees tucked in, so it's a little different to our regular hip roll. Tuck the knees towards your heart, squeeze the legs together, roll the legs to the left and hover, keep the shoulder blades down. And keep going. Remember, the head is going to stay completely stable, relaxing the collarbones, the neck, throat, and jaws. And you're rolling those tucked legs over, squeeze, hold. You're going to center and repeat. Deep exhale, hugging the belly to the spine. When you bring the knees back to center, maybe just curl. Give yourself a little fetal curl, supine curl. Couple of times. Inhale, exhale. So lovely for the whole of your spine to lengthen in the posterior chain. So that's the forehead to the inner arches of the feet. And if you can hold your feet, please do. And then land again with your arms and just reach the legs up and bend and lengthen. And you can do this with the legs apart. And you can also have your feet down and just work with a single bend, tap the toe, lengthen. Lengthen, arrow leg, tap the toe, lengthen. So we've got doubles or singles, fast or slow, just making sure those knee joints are working well, they're hinging absolutely fine. Try not to kick and do this please don't do this kicking action where you lock out the knees. So you're just lengthening and bending. So even if you're going faster, and then let's lengthen them to the knee fold position. And we're going to use two versions of this move. You're either going to bring your knees in and then sweep, slide the legs out, hold steady, wrap all the muscles around, no doming of that belly. So we go in, breathe in. As you exhale, send those arrow legs out and squeeze them together. Okay, that's level one. Ins and outs. Level two, take the legs towards the sky and out turn the legs. V stance. So you have to really work into this deep turning out of the legs at the femur bones. Squeeze the heels together, find the inner seam of the legs. Double leg lowering. So you just lower down. Hold everything, confirming this intention of core conditioning, and squeeze back up to the sky. Take a breath in, expand the ribs, exhaling to lower the legs. Now, if you feel that it's pulling your head up, then maybe you have lost a little bit of control of your lowest abdominals. But in your body, if lifting the head and shoulders, cradling the head, is something that feels better, then please do that. And we also have the other option, which is to lift and bring the arms towards the bottom of the mat, like holding the weights, a bit like the 100 arms. So continue to feel this slow, controlled, double leg lowering exercise move. Or you are laying down, practicing valuable movement, ins and outs of the legs. Ins and outs. Remember to breathe mindfully. I think that's 10. Take the feet down. Move your feet wide, and I mean wide, wider than your mat, or right on the edge. My mat is wide, this blue one is super wide. So you see in front of you, kind of frog's legs, and roll the legs to the right, drop them. Allow mindful breath, consciously breathe 1 or 2 cycles of breath. Try to send your left knee into that gap, so lengthening your thigh. And again, we go the other way. We drop and roll the pelvis and drop the legs to the left. Really lengthen your front thigh. Calmly breathing, looking up to the ceiling, looking up to the sky. I would definitely keep your head nice and centered, back skull heavy. In through nose, out through nose. Lengthen that whole side body there on the right, and then draw back, and then just go faster. Just go left and right and left and right. And what you'll feel is you'll actually start traveling down your mat, because this action in your legs, this rotational action in that pelvis, is the walking gait. So, going faster like this, you'll start to slide and travel down your mat. And in fact, I've done that too. So I'm going to reposition myself for the next move. Okay, so finishing those lovely floor twists. Let's bring feet back to supine semi. That means your knees are parallel, your pelvis is level. Bring one weight above you. So take your one heavy weight, your heaviest weight above your chest. Or hold your 2 weights or no weights. Feel connected to all 4 corners of your feet. Don't roll onto the outside edges, please. And please don't lift your toes. As you exhale, curl up and direct your both arms towards the outer edge of that left thigh knee. So oblique curl, simple version. Coming back to center, you can stay hovering up and reach. Or of course, you can put your head down. Exhale, squeeze and lengthen to your other side. Try to imagine reaching your ankle heel. Coming back to center, squeeze and reach the knees. Exhaling to the left. Inhale, center curl. Exhaling to the right. And remember, you can also do that laying down and taking a recovery breath or breathing in. Exhale, squeeze, curl. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, curl. And the idea is not that you roll those knees and pelvis. So if you're having trouble, squeeze your feet, ankles together, squeeze your legs together. Try to engage the glutes more. And then find that version. And you may find that in that version, when you're really squeezing those legs together and you speed up, you start to really feel connected to those obliques. We're going to actually separate them a little tiny bit. And now we're going to knee fold. So simply as my left knee comes up above the hip, I'm going to reach and squeeze. And I'm going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, reach, come back. Breathe it out, breathe it in. Right knee above hip, pointed arrow foot. And pulse. Go to the right for 5. Squeeze 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, curl, reach. And release. Let's pop that weight away if you were using it. Both knees above hips. Lift and cradle your head if that's appropriate, or head down. Single leg extend for 10 and 9 and 8. Imagine dipping your foot heel into a bowl of water at the bottom of the mat. So your legs can come obviously higher to the sky. And you can slow down and really check your technique. Or you're dipping low to the mat. Stay with this one, please. Flex your feet now. Push the heels away. Toes spreading towards your face. And then if you have the desire, then start to practice Pilates crisscross. So elbows are wide, pushing those feet away. And what happens is you start to curl twist. Curl twist. To focus on that rotation, lifting opposite shoulder to thigh. It isn't that you have to touch elbow to knee. After your second set of 10 repetitions or whatever you're finding, lay your legs out long, reach your arms to the sky, allow breath to occur, flexed or pointed feet, and then lift, squeeze, curl up. So it is, I stopped my own breathing there, sorry guys. So inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. Come all the way up, big stretch. Come around again onto those hands. Top of the mat, reach back into your plank. Squeeze legs together. So first plank, broad arms, narrow legs. Hold those 2 legs into strength. Hug the glutes in, tabletop back. Then split your legs mat wide, outer edge of the right foot, come into your side plank, push the hips up higher if necessary, breathe. Centered plank, wider legs, outer edge of left foot. Hold steady your left side plank, just for 1 inhale, exhale. Come back to your plank. Maybe you've got shoulder wide feet and maybe you've taken your knees down. If you take the knees down, keep steady through the core. And then we're going to take a fast shoulder tap. So tap the right shoulder with the left. Tap, try not to lean across. So steady, chest faces the mat. Tap for 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 10, and 1 for luck. Lift the buttocks, and find a down dog stretch. If you want to enjoy that, please do. Otherwise, you come gradually to stand, maybe via a ragdoll roll down, whatever suits you. And roll up with care. And I'll still chucked my bobble away at some point during that one. And as you come and find your standing pose position, your relaxed standing stance, perhaps you feel a little different from before. Hope you do. Hope you feel positive, well, and tingly. Let's open out the hands. Big circle. Inhale, inhale. Greet your day ahead. As the hands come into the heart or the belly center, give gratitude to yourself for making time for this practice.